Vishnupadaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami
Iti Nam
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Gauravani Pracharine
Nivesaya
这个坏了。
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Hare Hare Namo Krishna
Madhava Namaha
Govinda Govinda Ram Mahakala Devasalam Yathivatman Mande Alanand
Caitanya Bhagavad Adi Kanta 16
ব্রতগণের প্রতি আত্মবন মন্মতে জগৎ নীতির অনুসরণে জিহ উদরস্থ লম্পট গৃহব্রতগণের বিদ্রুপ উক্তি সংসারী সকল বলে মাগিয়া খাইতে ডাকিয়া বলয়ে হরি লোক জানাইতে.
The materialists said they loudly chant the name of Hari to attract attention for collecting alms. Purport. The phrase Samsari Shakal refers to those persons who illicitly enjoy the tongue, belly, and genitals, who are greedy for insignificant mundane prestige, who are lusty for lavishly enjoying material happiness, who are averse to the worship of Krishna, who consider the body as in all in all, and who are attached to material objects. While seeing the chanters of Krishna's names through their glasses colored with the desire for their own material sense gratification, such persons used to deride the devotees by saying that they live in this world simply for the purpose of filling their bellies and attaining mundane prestige like themselves, while they externally loudly chant the names of Hari.
So his language Srila Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati Prabhupada
So His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada
is giving this purport.
he is giving this purport.
And so he's stating what the materialists are doing,
So he is stating what the materialists are doing,
how they are criticizing the sincere devotees.
how they are criticizing the sincere devotees.
The devotee realizes that service to Krishna
The devotees realizes that service to Krishna
is superior,
is superior,
while they may still be engaged in some material activities.
while they may be engaged in some material activities.
So they are trying to cultivate their spiritual knowledge
They are trying to cultivate their spiritual knowledge
and their spiritual practices.
and the spiritual practices.
But people who are actually materialistic,
And people who are actually materialistic,
they don't give any credit
they don't give any credit
to the devotees
to the devotees
who are trying to chant the names of Hari
who are trying to chant the names of Hari
and practicing devotional service.
and practicing devotional service,
Lord Chaitanya had requested everyone to do.
as Lord Chaitanya had requested everyone to do. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Kanta 16.13.
নিরীহ কৃষ্ণব্রত বৈষ্ণবগণের বিরুদ্ধে দ্রোহার্ত গৃহব্রত পাষণ্ডীগণের ষড়যন্ত্র, এগুলার গর্ধার ফেলাই ভাঙিয়া এই যুক্তি করে সব নদিয়া মিলিয়া।
The people of Nadia met together and decided, let us break their doors and houses. Purport. The word Phuliyā, according to the opinion of some, Phuliyā comes from the Bengali verb phela, which is derived from the Hindi verb fekna, which is again derived from the Sanskrit verb shape. In another opinion, Phuliyā comes from the Sanskrit root fel, which means to leave something or to move something. While in yet another opinion, the Bengali word phelan comes from the word phelan or felhan, which are corruptions of the Sanskrit word preran. In this place is used to indicate the completion of an activity. It may also mean to give, to end, to complete, or to finish. The houses of those who loudly engage in congregational chanting of the names of Krishna should be broken to pieces, picked up, and thrown away. Atheistic Hindus who were envious of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava, and who were sick with jealousy, used to maintain such envious mentality against the peaceful, humble, innocent Vaishnavas.
Situation in Nadia district
So the situation in Nadia district
and in the world
and in the world
was that innocent Vaishnavas are being persecuted,
was that the innocent Vaishnavas was being persecuted,
and that the materialistic people had the majority.
and that the materialistic people had the majority.
So they tried in various ways
And they tried in various ways
to discourage the Vaishnavas
to discourage the Vaishnavas
of their performing Bhakti Yoga.
of them performing the Bhakti Yoga. Chaitanya Bhagavata, Adi Kanda 16.14.
পাষণ্ডীগণের দৌরাত্ম সংকল্প শ্রবণে ভক্তগণের স্বীয় দুঃখ ভার লাঘব অর্থ সম্ভাষণীয় বা সহানুভূতিপূর্ণ যোগ্য লোক অভাব, শুনিয়া পায়েন দুঃখ সর্বভক্তগণে, সম্ভাষ করেন হেন না পায়েন জনে।
Hearing this, all the devotees felt great distress. They could not even find anyone qualified to speak with. Purport. Seeing the sinful and atheistic mentality of the envious non-devotees, the devotees of the Lord could not find any suitable person to converse with or to reciprocate within affectionate exchanges.
So although the devotees wanted to speak,
Although the devotees wanted to speak,
but they could not find anyone
but they could not find anyone
who would listen to them in a neutral frame of mind.
who would listen to them in neutral, favorable mind,
And thus be able to mediate the the differences.
That's it could be mediate and the differences. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda 16.15.
Haridāsa.
তৎকালীন হরিভক্তি শূন্য মৎসর জগৎ দর্শনে ভক্তগণের কৃষ্ণ সমীপে দুঃখ নিবেদন। শূন্য দেখি ভক্তগণ সকল সংসার, হা কৃষ্ণ বলিয়া দুঃখ ভাবে ন পার।
The devotees saw the entire world as devoid of devotional service. So they prayed to Krishna in great distress. Purport. The word sunya means devoid of devotion to Lord Krishna. Seeing the absence of pure devotional service throughout Navadvip at that time, the pure devotees of the Lord always prayed to Krishna and deeply considered how to remove the unlimited miseries of the distressed, conditioned living entities.
At that time, Navadvip was filled with materialistic people
At that time, Navadvip was filled with materialistic people
who were not sympathetic with devotional service.
who did not sympathetic with devotional service.
And they tried to, when they saw that the goal of life was material sense gratification.
And I mean that they thought the goal of life is sense gratification.
And the devotees in the process of Sankirtan
And the devotees in the process of Sankirtan
were disturbing everybody.
was disturbing everybody.
So they wanted to take vengeance against the devotees.
So they wanted to take vengeance against the devotees.
But the devotees were feeling the situation was very distressful for the general mass of people.
But the devotees were feeling the situation was distressful for the general mass of people.
And that they are suffering material distress or lack of Krishna consciousness.
And they were suffering material distress for lack of Krishna consciousness. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda 16.16.
শুদ্ধ ভক্তির মূর্ত বিগ্রহ রূপে ঠাকুর হরিদাসের নবদ্বীপে আগমন। হেন কালে তথায় আইলা হরিদাস, শুদ্ধ বিষ্ণু ভক্তি যার বিগ্রহে প্রকাশ।
At that time, Haridāsa Ṭhākura arrived in Navadvip. He was the personification of pure devotion to Lord Vishnu. Purport. When the supreme devotees were lamenting the absence of pure devotional service throughout the entire country at that time, by the will of Krishna, Sri Haridāsa Ṭhākura arrived in Sri Navadvip Mayapur. Sri Haridāsa Ṭhākura was not a preacher of pseudo devotional service. He was always engaged in the unalloyed execution of pure devotional service, which is without any ulterior motives, which is free from speculation on the impersonal Brahman, and which is devoid of the desire for enjoying material happiness.
At this time, and the situation looking very dark.
At this time, the situation was looking very dark.
And people were not favorable
and
to
people were
devotional
not
service.
favorable for devotional service.
By the mercy of Lord Krishna, Haridāsa Ṭhākura arrived on the scene.
By the mercy of Krishna, Haridāsa Ṭhākura arrived in the scene.
It's like a sun, a moon coming up in the darkness.
It is like the sun or the moon coming up in the darkness. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda,
Oh my God.
Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda, 16.17.
ঠাকুর হরিদাসের বৃত্তান্ত বর্ণন, নামাচার্যের মাহাত্ম্য কথা, শ্রবণে কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তি ও নাম প্রীতির উদয়। এবে শোনো হরিদাস ঠাকুরের কথা, যাহার শ্রবণে কৃষ্ণ পাইবে সর্বথা।
Now please hear the topics of Srila Haridāsa Ṭhākura. For by hearing this narration, one certainly attain Krishna.
And also the questions of Peru. So, by hearing about Haridāsa Ṭhākura,
So by hearing about Haridāsa Ṭhākura,
we can attain
we can attain
Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna. Hari Bol. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda, 16.18.
বুরন পরগনায় নামাচার্য হরিদাসের আবির্ভাব ফলে কীর্তন দুর্ভিক্ষ নাশ। পুরন গ্রামেতে অবতীর্ণ হরিদাস, সে ভাগ্যে সেসব দেশে কীর্তন প্রকাশ।
Haridāsa Ṭhākura appeared in the village of Putan, and as a result, that province is filled with Kirtan even today. Purport. Haridāsa Ṭhākura is an eternally perfect associate of the Lord. He appeared in the Mohammedan family in the village of Putan, within the district of Jashur. Due to his mercy, many persons in the district of Jashur obtained piety and became faithful to the chanting of Krishna's holy names.
So, although Haridāsa Ṭhākura was born in a non-Hindu family,
Although Haridāsa Ṭhākura was born in a non-Hindu family,
he developed faith in chanting the holy names
he developed faith in chanting the holy names
of Lord Krishna.
of Lord Krishna.
And by his presence, by his association,
And by his presence and by his association,
many people are influenced to also have faith.
many people also influenced to have faith. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda, 16.19.
কতিপয় বর্ষ পরে গঙ্গা বাসার্থ শান্তিপুরের সমীপবর্তী ফুলিয়া গ্রামে হরিদাসের আগমন। কতদিন থাকিয়া আইলা গঙ্গা তীরে, আসিয়া রহিলা ফুলিয়ায় শান্তিপুরে।
After residing there for some time, he came to the bank of the Ganges at Phuliyā, near Santipur. Purport. Phuliyā is a remote village near Santipur. Thakur Haridas lived for some time in both Phuliyā and Santipur, both of which are situated on the banks of the Ganges.
to this day, that it's a man-made cave in the village of Phuliyā.
To this date, there is a man-made cave in Phuliyā,
Which is included to be the residence of Haridāsa Ṭhākura when he was there.
which is noted as the Haridāsa Ṭhākura's residence
When he was there.
when he was there. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda 16.20.
স্বজাতীয় আশায় স্নিগ্ধ শুদ্ধ ভক্ত হরিদাসের সঙ্গ লাভে অদ্বৈত প্রভুর অপার আনন্দ পাইয়া তাহার সঙ্গ আচার্য গোসাই হুঙ্কার করেন আনন্দের অন্ত নাই।
Upon obtaining Haridas association, upon obtaining Haridas Ṭhākura's association, Advaita Acharya rode in unlimited ecstasy. Purport. Having received the association of Thakur Haridas, Sri Advaita Prabhu felt great happiness and often expressed an outburst of this joy.
In this situation of the world, Advaita Sai was also feeling outright distressed.
In this situation of the world, Advaita Prabhu also feeling very much distressed
To see how the people were missing the real purpose of life.
to see how the people were missing the real purpose of life.
So he was overjoyed to have the association of Thakur Haridas,
So he was overjoyed for the association of Thakur Haridas,
someone who was a sincere practitioner of devotional service.
He was a sincere practitioner of the devotional service. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda 16.21.
ইষ্টদেব অদ্বৈত প্রভুর সঙ্গলাভে হরিদাসেরও ভক্তিরসামৃত সিন্ধুতে নিমজ্জন। হরিদাস ঠাকুর অদ্বৈত দেব সঙ্গে ভাসেন গোবিন্দ রস সমুদ্র তরঙ্গে।
Similarly, in the association of Advaita Prabhu, Haridas Thakur floated in the waves of the ocean of Krishna consciousness. Purport. By the influence of Sri Advaita Prabhu's association, Haridas Thakur also floated in the ocean of the transcendental mellows of Krishna consciousness. Many people think that since Haridas Thakur was busy in only chanting the holy names, he did not enter into relishing the transcendental mellows in relationship with Govinda. Such belief of the Prakrita Sagajiyas is most erroneous, because the holy names of Krishna are the bestowers of all spiritual benedictions and non-different from Krishna, the embodiment of all transcendental mellows. Simply by chanting the holy names of Krishna, one relishes the transcendental mellows related with Krishna. There is no possibility of relishing the transcendental mellows related with Krishna by any other process. Thakur Haridas was the actual knower of the transcendental mellows related with Krishna, and he is the principal teacher for understanding Rasa Sastras, or literature filled with the transcendental mellows related with Krishna. Due to committing offenses against the holy names of the Lord, the sentimental Prakrita Sagajiya Sampradayas become bewildered with material enjoyment and thus have no information regarding the transcendental mellows related with the holy names.
Since Krishna, a person and Krishna as his holy name are not different,
Since Krishna, the person, And Krishna as the holy name is non-different.
So to dive into the ocean of transcendental rasa or relos
To dive into the ocean of transcendental melos, rasas,
is possible by chanting the holy name,
is possible by chanting the holy names.
and that is the authorized process.
And that is the authorized process.
So the devotees should observe themselves in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
So the devotees should observe themselves in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
And that's why His language A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has prescribed that devotees to chant 16 rounds
That's why His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada prescribed that devotees should chant 16 rounds
every day,
every day,
plus chant congregationally
plus chant congregationally
in the temple or in other meeting place.
in temple or in other meeting places.
So we hope the devotees will take this process to heart and taste the ecstasy
We hope that the devotees will take this process to the heart and taste the ecstasy
of Krishna consciousness.
of Krishna consciousness. Hari Bol. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda 16.22.
হরিদাসের ক্রিয়ামুদ্রা বা লীলা বর্ণন সর্বক্ষণ কৃষ্ণের ইচ্ছা পরতন্ত্রতা ও গঙ্গা প্রান্তে হরিধ্বনি পূর্বক বিচরণ নিরবধি হরিদাস গঙ্গা তীরে তীরে ভ্রমেন কৌতকে কৃষ্ণ বলি উচ্চ স্বরে
Haridāsa Ṭhākura would continually wander on the banks of the Ganges while loudly chanting the names of Krishna,
Our Lord Krishna.
of Lord Krishna. Purport. Regarding the situation of Haridāsa Ṭhākura, it is stated in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Purva 3.11, when the seed of ecstatic emotion for Krishna fructifies, the following 9 symptoms manifest in one's behavior: forgiveness, concern that time should not be wasted, detachment, absence of false prestige, hope, eagerness, a taste for chanting the holy name of the Lord, attachment to descriptions of the transcendental qualities of the Lord, and affection for those places where the Lord resides, that is, a temple or a holy place like Vrindavan. These are called anubhavas, subordinate signs of ecstatic emotion. They are visible in a person in whose heart the seed of love of God has begun to fructify. Also in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.40, Kavi, one of the 9 Yogendras, says to Nimi, the king of Videha, as follows: by chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord, one comes to the stage of love of Godhead. Then the devotee is fixed in his vow as an eternal servant of the Lord, and he gradually becomes very much attached to a particular name and form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As his heart melts with ecstatic love, he laughs very loudly or cries or shouts. Sometimes he sings and dances like a madman, for he is indifferent to public opinion. This purport applies to verse 22 and 232.
So these anubhavas
So these anubhavas
are something that is not easy to imitate.
and is something that is not easy to imitate.
Sometimes people imitate the ecstatic symptoms,
Sometimes people imitate the ecstatic symptoms,
like crying or choking up of the throat
like crying or choking up of the throat
or fainting.
or fainting.
But uh, a good actor can imitate those.
But a good actor can imitate these.
But the Anubhavas,
But the Anubhavas,
that's very natural expressions.
that is very natural expressions.
And it's not possible to imitate them consistently.
It is not possible to imitate them consistently.
And so when the devotee is actually advancing in Krishna consciousness,
For the devotees who are actually advancing in Krishna consciousness,
they awaken their ecstatic symptoms.
they awaken their ecstatic symptoms.
They also develop these anubhavas,
They also develop these Anubhavas,
like forgiveness, tolerance,
like forgiveness, tolerance,
etc.
etc. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda, 16.23.
হরিদাসের গুণ বর্ণন জড় ভোগাসক্তিতে চির ঔদাসীন্য ও নিরন্তর কৃষ্ণ নামে প্রীতি বিষয় সুখেতে বিরক্তের অগ্রগণ্য কৃষ্ণ নামে পরিপূর্ণ শ্রীবন ধন্য
Ṭhākura.
Thakur Haridas was most renounced in the matter of material enjoyment, and his mouth was always beautified with the chanting of Lord Krishna's names, holy names. Jai. Purport. The tongue of Sri Haridāsa Ṭhākura was always engaged in chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna. His tongue, which constantly chanted the names of Krishna, was extraordinarily attractive. Since he was completely indifferent to material enjoyment, detachment for all such enjoyment awakened in him. The holy names of Krishna never dance on the tongues of those who are material enjoyers, those who are busy enjoying the six mundane rasas and whose hearts are always disturbed with desires and greed for material happiness, never develop any taste for chanting the holy names of the Lord. The pseudo renunciates who are aloof from the chanting the names of Krishna are also indifferent to chanting like the material enjoyers. Thakur Haridas was completely detached from enjoying material happiness and thus remained on the topmost platform.
So everybody wants to be happy.
So everyone wants to be happy.
Without happiness, they don't feel any purpose in life.
Without happiness, they don't feel any purpose in life.
So the materialists, their happiness is to their senses contacting sense objects.
The materialists, their happiness is their senses contacting their sense objects.
But the devotees try to cultivate a higher happiness
But the devotees cultivate the higher happiness
of chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna,
of chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna,
or engaging in devotional service,
or engaging in devotional service,
decorating the deities,
decorating the deities,
remembering the Lord,
and
doing different kinds of devotional service.
doing different kinds of devotional service.
So gradually their attachment to Krishna increases
So gradually their attachment for Krishna increases
and their detachment from material sense enjoyment decreases.
and detachment to material sense enjoyment decreases.
Haridāsa Ṭhākura was a prime example of this.
Haridāsa Ṭhākura is a prime example for this.
He was always on the topmost position
He is always on the topmost position
of devotional service
of devotional service.
and completely detached from material enjoyment.
He is completely detached from material enjoyment. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda 16.24.
হরিদাসের লীলা বর্ণন অনুক্ষণ পরম উৎসাহ ভরে নামরস পান ও অপাকৃত ক্রিয়ামুদ্রা বা প্রেম বিকার ক্ষণেক গোবিন্দ নামে নাহি কবিরক্তি ভক্তি রসে অনুক্ষণ হয় নানা মূর্তি।
He did not give up chanting the names of Govinda for even a moment. And as a result, he was constantly manifesting various ecstatic symptoms. What? Thakur Haridas was never in any way indifferent to chanting the names of Govinda. He was constantly merged in the transcendental mellows related with Krishna.
Lord Caitanya instructed Caitanya Sadahari,
Lord Chaitanya instructed Kirtane Sadahari.
one should always chant the holy names of Krishna.
One should always chant the holy names of Krishna.
And Haridāsa Ṭhākura Namacharya exemplified that.
Haridāsa Ṭhākura Namacharya exemplifies that.
He constantly chanted the holy names of Lord Krishna, Lord Govinda,
He constantly chanted the holy names of Lord Krishna, Lord Govinda,
and thus he was always in transcendental ecstasy.
and thus he was always in the transcendental ecstasy.
One time, Haridāsa Ṭhākura was passing through a marketplace,
Once Haridāsa Ṭhākura went passing through the marketplace,
and there was a snake charmer who used Krishna Kaliya mantra to tame his servants.
and there was a snake charmer who was using Krishna Kaliya mantra to control the snake.
And Haridāsa Ṭhākura, he was chanting and he was in such ecstasy.
And Haridāsa Ṭhākura, he was chanting and he was in such ecstasy.
The village people started to chant, pray their obeisances to Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
And the villagers started to pay obeisances to Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
One Brahmin was sitting there with a parrot doing astrology as a business.
One Brahmin who was sitting there having a parrot and doing astrology business.
He felt envious. And why all these villagers are bowing down to Haridāsa Ṭhākura? I'm a Brahmin. They should bow down to me.
And he felt envious why all the villagers are paying obeisances to Haridāsa Ṭhākura. I am a Brahmin, they should pay obeisances to me.
So he stood up and he started imitating Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
And he stood up and started to imitating Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
Then he fell on the ground in ecstasy, unfeigned ecstasy.
And he fell on the ground with the fake ecstasy, faint ecstasy.
This imitated ecstasy. And the snake charmer, he said, this person is cheating you. He is not feeling ecstasy.
And the snake charmer said, this person is cheating. He is not in real ecstasy.
He simply wants you to worship him.
He simply wants you to worship him.
And I'm going to kick him. If he's in ecstasy, he won't feel it.
I'm going to kick him. If he is not in ecstasy, he won't feel it.
He kicked him.
And he kicked him.
Ah, he jumped up. Ah, and kicked.
And he jumped.
And all those saw he was a cheater.
And all the villagers saw him. He's a cheater.
And they chased after him.
And they chased after
And he
him.
ran away.
And he ran away.
Haridāsa Ṭhākura ki.
Jai. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adi Kanda, 16.25.
কখনো করেন নিত্য আপনা আপনি, কখনো করেন মত্ত সিংহ প্রায় ধ্বনি।
Sometimes he danced alone, and sometimes he rode like a mad lion. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adi Kanda, 16.26.
কখনো বা উচ্চ স্বরে করেন রোদন, অট্ট অট্ট মহা হাস্য হাসেন কখন।
Sometimes he cried loudly, and sometimes he laughed loudly. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adi Kanda, 16.27.
কখনো গর্জেন অতি হুঙ্কার করিয়া, কখনো মূর্ছিত হই থাকেন পড়িয়া।
Sometimes he roared loudly, and sometimes he fell to the ground unconscious. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adi Kanda, 16.28.
ক্ষণে অলৌকিক শব্দ বলেন ডাকিয়া, ক্ষণে তাই বখানেন উত্তম করিয়া।
Sometimes he would utter some unnatural sounds, for which he would later give some profound meaning. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adi Kanda, 16.26.
অশ্রুপাত রোমহর্ষ হাস্য মুছা ঘর্ম, কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি বিকারের যত আছে মর্ম।
He manifested all the different ecstatic symptoms like crying, hair standing on end, laughing, losing consciousness, and perspiring. Purport. The phrase Krishna Bhakti Vikar indicates the following 8 transformations of ecstatic love: Stamba, being stunned; Sveta, perspiring; Romancha, hair standing on end; Swara Beta, choking; Vepathu or Kampa, trembling; Vaivarnya, fading of color; Ashru, weeping; and Pralaya or Murcha, devastation.
Haridāsa Ṭhākura was always feeling these transcendental ecstasies.
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura was always feeling these transcendental ecstasies.
The devotees should practice their Krishna consciousness and awaken these ecstasies.
Devotees should practice their Krishna consciousness and awaken these ecstasies. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adi Kanda, 16.30.
হরিনাম কীর্তন নর্তন আরম্ভকালে হরিদাসের দেহে প্রেম বিকার প্রসূন সমূহের প্রাকট্য। প্রভু হরিদাস মাত্র নিত্যে প্রবেশিলে, সকল আসিয়া তান শ্রী বিগ্রহে মিলে।
As soon as Haridāsa
Ṭhākura
Ṭhākura Haridāsa began to dance, these symptoms would all manifest in his body. Purport. The word Sri Vigraha is explained as follows. The body of Sri Haridāsa Ṭhākura is not a lump of blood, flesh, and skin, like that of an ordinary fruity worker. As a result of serving the holy names, various pure ecstatic transformations would manifest in his transcendental body. The Vaishnava associates of the Lord who are inclined towards his service manifest many pure ecstatic transformations in their transcendental bodies, unlike the ordinary fruitive workers who become averse to the cultivation of Krishna consciousness while gratifying their material bodies.
So, a devotee of Krishna gradually his body becomes purified.
A devotee of Krishna's body gradually becomes purified.
Just as if you put iron in fire, after a while the iron becomes red hot.
Just as if you put an iron in a fire, gradually it becomes red hot.
And for all practical purposes, the iron is like fire.
And for all practical purposes, the iron is like a fire.
If you touch the red hot iron to anything, it will burn.
If you touch a red hot iron or anything, it will burn.
Similarly, the devotee, by constantly chanting the holy names
Similarly, devotees, by constantly chanting the holy names
and engaging in devotional service,
and engaging in the devotional service,
the body becomes purified
and their body becomes purified
and transcendental.
and transcendental. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanta, 16.31.
অদ্ভুত প্রেমাশ্রু ধারা দর্শনে মহাপাষণ্ডীর সম্ভ্রম হেন সে আনন্দ ধারাতীতে সর্বঙ্গ অতি পাষণ্ডীয় দেখি পায় মহারঙ্গ
Ṭhākura,
Thakur Haridasa's entire body became wet as tears of love flowed from his eyes. Even staunch atheists would offer him respect. Purport. When Haridāsa Ṭhākura chanted the names of Krishna out of love, tears flowed from his eyes and his entire body would become wet. Even the most atheistic offenders who were devoid of devotional service became astonished on seeing such transcendently ecstatic transformations.
Haridāsa Ṭhākura would transform the sentiments of atheists
Haridāsa Ṭhākura would transform the sentiments of atheists
by his sincere expression and manifestation
by his sincere expression and manifestation
of spiritual ecstatic love for Krishna.
of spiritual ecstatic love for Krishna.
Everyone became influenced.
Everyone became influenced. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda, 16.32.
অপূর্ব প্রেমপুলক দর্শনে অজ ভবাদির আনন্দ কিবা সে অদ্ভুত অঙ্গে শ্রীপুলকাবলী ব্রহ্মা শিব দেখিয়া হয়েন কুতূহলী
Even Brahma and Shiva were satisfied to see the wonderful manifestation of Haridasa's hair standing on end.
Head standing on end is one of the ecstatic symptoms
Hair standing on end is one of the ecstatic symptoms
that Haridāsa Ṭhākura would manifest.
that Haridāsa Ṭhākura would manifest.
And it's not possible to not very possible to imitate such manifestation.
and it is not very possible to imitate such manifestations. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.33.
ফুলিয়া গ্রামবাসী সজ্জনগণের তদ্দর্শন লাভে হর্ষ অতিশর্য। ফুলিয়া গ্রামের যত ব্রাহ্মণ সকল সবেই তাহানে দেখি হইলা বিয়ল।
All the Brahmanas of Phuliyā were overwhelmed upon seeing Haridāsa Ṭhākura. Purport. Upon seeing the bodily transformations of Thakur Haridas, the Phuliyā Brahmanas who were engaged in fruitive activities realized the uselessness of such temporary activities and became overwhelmed by seeing those waves of love. All of them developed special respect for him.
The association of Haridāsa Ṭhākura,
By the association of Haridāsa Ṭhākura,
the materialistic Brahmanas of Phuliyā
the materialistic Brahmanas of Phuliyā
became transformed.
became transformed.
Haridāsa Ṭhākura, by his purity and Krishna consciousness,
Haridāsa Ṭhākura, by his purity and Krishna consciousness,
he naturally achieved respect of everyone.
he naturally achieved respect from everyone. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.34.
তাহাতে সকলের শ্রদ্ধা উদয় কিয়দ্দিন তথায় অবস্থান সবার তাহানে বড় জন্মিল বিশ্বাস ফুলিয়ায় রহিলেন প্রভু হরিদাস।
While Haridas Prabhu resided in Phuliyā, everyone there developed great faith in him.
So, by the association of a pure devotee,
So by the association of a pure devotee,
people are transformed and they develop faith.
people are transformed and they develop faith.
So Prabhupada was saying
So Prabhupada was saying
that he wants monks, devotees who are very advanced in Krishna consciousness.
he wants moons, that devotees or get advanced, who are advanced.
That having some moons is more important
So having some moons is more important
than many stars.
than many stars.
And that unless the night and there's no moon, the stars don't eradicate the darkness.
On the Amavasya night, where there is no moon, the stars won't eradicate the darkness.
But one moon and the 21 night, it takes away all the darkness.
One moon on the Purnima night, it can takes away the darkness.
So he wants his devotees read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam,
So he wanted devotees to read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam
to chant Hare Krishna,
and chant Hare Krishna
and to very carefully follow the regular principles
and very carefully follow the regulative principles
so that they could achieve this purity.
so they could achieve this purity.
And even by associating with the devotees for a short time,
So even by associating with the devotees for short time,
they feel development of faith.
so they will feel the development of faith.
As people in Phuliyā did naturally.
So in Phuliyā, the people did this naturally.
And having the association of Thakur Haridāsa.
Having the association of Thakur Haridas. Haribol. So thus ends the chapter entitled Everyone Develops Faith in Haridāsa Ṭhākura during his stay in Phuliyā, part 2, under the section The Glories of Srila Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
Your announcements.
Yes, Guru. Okay. Guru Maharaj has Latin American RGB meeting after the announcement. So while Guru Maharaj is blessing all online devotees here,
Krishnamati Astu.
Krishnirmatirastu, let me start my announcement. So, dear devotees, Guru Maharaj welcomes you on his virtual book table from Sridham Mayapur. Guru Maharaj virtual table announcing the beginning of Bhadra Purnima campaign. Haribol! Minimum 43,000 Srimad Bhagavatam sets is to be distributed. Please do pledge yatra wise as well as individually and gradually fulfill the pledge. Your pledges will be announced on the Guru Maharaj virtual table. Buy or sell, donate or accept Srimad Bhagavatam sets. Pledge now, pay later. Save a home, save the earth. If not every citizen, at least every house should have a Bhagavatam set to ensure we save the earth. So there is one Guru Maharaj's personal physical book table available just behind all of you. It's meant only for you and nobody else is going to come there. And one more important announcement. Guru Maharaj wants those who have come here for his class. So kindly give your name. Guru Maharaj wants to see how many of you are coming in touch with Guru Maharaj today. Every day now this is happening from today he started. Whomsoever consent is come across, he just wants the details. So I'll just come back. I have a small link in which you have to give only your name, your mobile number, your email ID, etc. Only 3 or 4 details. So kindly don't leave before you giving your detail because Guru Maharaj would like to see in person that who are all coming for his class and taking his association. The following fortunate devotees participated in the pastime of Guru Maharaj in distributing books today. Pledges included. Panchajanya Prabhu begins the pledges today from Kasadesh. Haribol! Yuvan Mao Sen, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam set, 8 Bhagavad Gita and 5 small books. Yuvan Shang Huas, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam set and 15 Bhagavad Gita. Jyotirdhama Caitanya Das, 5 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam. Zubo, 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Louis Quinn, 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Malini Kripa Devidasi, 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Leela Gopi, parents Lu Chen and Wen Ziu Lin, 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Leela Premika Devidasi, 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam. From Kasadesh devotees again, we have Prahlad Krishnadas, 1 Gita, Kesav Premadas, 1 Gita, Charani Devidasi and her 2-year-old daughter, 1 Gita. We have also Toshan Krishnadas, newly initiated now, just a couple of days back, 6 Bhagavad Gita and 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Devahuti Prema Devidasi, again initiated just a couple of days back, 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam, 16,380 rupees for Guru Maharaj Seva. Madhavi Daya Devidasi, newly initiated again, 6 Gitas plus 3 small book plus 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Jagadish Malhotra and Veena Malhotra, 2 Bhagavad Gita, 1 each. Mahendra, Shivani, Nikita and Ritika Bhagel, 3 Bhagavad Gita, 1 each. Balachandra Channa, Vinita Gandharika Devidasi Balavranda, 2 small book. So Guru Maharaj is distributing 358 Mahabig books and 10 small books, a total of 368 Srila Prabhupada transcendental books, including 15 Srimad Bhagavatam sets today. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada transcendental book distribution ki jai. This devotees gets a special Narasimha Puja in a few hours from now in Sridham Mayapur. Also we have Akhil Bandhu Gopal Das and Indore Youths, 50 small books. Thank you very much. Ramapriya Madhava Das with family, 10 English Bhagavad Gita. So all of you devotees also bless all of these devotees who have sponsored and taken part in the pastime of Guru Maharaj distribution of
Srila Prabhupada books by calling out Nitai Gauranga. Please pass on this wonderful opportunity of participating in the pastime of Guru Maharaj in distributing Srila Prabhupada books. Even if it is a single Bhagavad Gita or one set of Srimad Bhagavatam or just a few small books, please do WhatsApp at +91 94 34 76 04 02. Stay tuned for tomorrow's Lord Chaitanya class. Thank you for your daily prayers with us. You can also pledge your Srimad Bhagavatam set right behind here in the what is that? Physical book table of Guru Maharaj.
Also, announce regarding the link.
Yeah. So he's coming with a link. Please fill in that, everybody, before you leave. Gopati is there.
Everybody, please wait, please wait, please wait.
So the blessings also include for all those who are celebrating anniversaries today for their blissful Krishna consciousness. Let's all bless by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Since Guru Maharaj has to go for the Latin American RGB meeting immediately, he has already blessed all the online devotees and everybody here by saying Krishnarmati Rasto. So Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you very much. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Bhadra Purnima campaign ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrindi ki jai. So there is a Bhakti Vriksha in Russia. So Guru Maharaj blessed all of you. Krishnarmati Rastu. So since the meeting has started, Guru Maharaj cannot speak now. He has blessed all of you. Online devotees, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.